All right, everybody, welcome back. Ready to dive into some seriously relevant stuff? Today, we're tackling money, particularly navigating those financial waters of your 20s and 30s. We've got some excerpts here with tons of insights on those classic money mistakes and how to, actually build a strong foundation. Because, let's be real, nobody wants to be playing catch-up forever, right?
Absolutely. And it's interesting, so many people fall into the same traps during these years, and it's not always because they don't have the information, right? It's often about the psychology, understanding why we make certain financial decisions, and then, more importantly, I think, having the right tools to actually break free from those patterns.
So true. Speaking of patterns, one thing the Source dives into is that living paycheck to paycheck thing, which I'm sure many listening have experienced at some point.
Oh, absolutely.
They even shared the story about a woman named Sarah. She was stuck in that cycle for ages. It wasn't until, get this, she had to take out a high-interest loan for a surprise car repair. I mean, talk about a wake-up call, right?
Yeah, and it's so easy to get caught up, especially in those early career years when everything's exciting. You want to enjoy life. Maybe there's some pressure to keep up with appearances and all that. But honestly, those seemingly small day-to-day expenses, they add up so fast. And they can really hold you back from building that real financial security long-term.
And that's where, the dreaded emergency fund comes in, right?
Yeah.
Which, okay, full disclosure, used to sound kind of blah to me. I was like, shouldn't I be enjoying my money now? But the Source really emphasized how crucial that safety net is, for those curveballs life throws at you.
Yeah. And it's really not about being restrictive. It's about peace of mind. There was a study mentioned in the material that found almost 60% of Americans couldn't cover a surprise $1,000 expense with savings.
Wow.
That's a scary thought, right? It just highlights how important it is.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've talked about the potential downsides, the things to watch out for, but let's get into solutions. One thing the Source really focused on was budgeting. Now, I know for some people that word just makes them cringe,
Right.
but the way they framed it actually made a lot of sense.
I think it's all about reframing what budgeting actually means. It's not about restriction. It's about empowerment. It's like having a money roadmap. Like you decide, these are my values, these are my goals, and then you align your spending with that. Plus, there are so many apps these days that make it kind of, fun even. It's just about finding what clicks for you.
Definitely. And speaking of building for the future, I gotta say, the Source got me really intrigued by this whole compound interest thing. Sometimes it sounds too good to be true, So break it down for us.
Imagine, you plant a tiny tree in your 20s, okay? At first, it doesn't seem like much. But you consistently care for it, you water it, you give it what it needs to grow. Those are your regular investments. And over time, that little tree grows into this massive, strong oak tree that provides shade for years and years. That's compound interest, essentially. One study found that putting away just $50 a month, starting at 25, could lead to over $200,000 by retirement.
See, that's what I mean. It's like, why didn't I start this ages ago? But hey, better late than never, right?
Exactly. It's about taking those small, doable steps consistently. Even if you can't put away a ton right now, even just getting into the habit of setting something aside each month, it all adds up over time.
So to sum things up for everyone listening, it seems like the biggest takeaway here is being proactive. Take control of your finances, even if you're not exactly rolling in dough right now.
Totally. Small steps, big results.
And hey, on that note, the Source mentioned they'll be doing a whole other deep dive on setting up an emergency fund. I'm already looking forward to that.
Me too. That'll be packed with useful tips.
Definitely. But for now, here's a thought-provoking question the material left us with. If money wasn't an issue in 10 years, what would you be doing differently today? Really let that sink in. Because your finances, they're not just numbers. They're directly tied to your dreams, your goals, your whole life. So think about that and let it guide those money choices you make.
I love that. It puts it all into perspective.
Exactly. All right, that's it for today's financial deep dive. Until next time.